Hey guys, my name is Naguura, and today we're going to be talking about what you should be doing in the first week of 9.1. I'm going to divide this video into 3 chapters. The first one is going to be a weekly to-do list. The second one is going to be a daily to-do list. And then at the very end, I'm going to explain some more things about the factions and about legendaries, how many, currencies you need and what faction is important and what faction is not. So if you want to know that first before you look at the to-do list, then go ahead and skip the first 2 chapters and then come back. And if you already know a lot of stuff about it, then just go and watch it in the normal order. All right, so let's go into the weekly to-do list. First of all, you can still obtain Ahead of the Curve, Cutting Edge, and also KSM for Season 1. This week, the first week of the patch. So go ahead and do that if you haven't done it yet. Then, your Conquest and Valor points will reset the second week of the patch. So that means you should be spending your Valor or Conquest points if you want to. If there's anything you can buy that's actually still going to be an upgrade for you. Keep in mind that Honor will not reset though, so you don't have to spend your Honor. Then, make sure you do at least 1 high and plus key to be able to get a high key from the vault next week. Now, this first week of the patch, and plus will still be the same as it is in Season 1. So we're still gonna have the Pride affix, we're still gonna have the same item level loot, also gonna have the same vault as well the week after. So you don't have to worry about, doing like super high keys or unlocking the vault or whatever, because the first week of the patch, nothing will change in M+, okay? You won't be able to get bigger loot from the vault next week, anything like that. When Season 2 starts the week after, that's where M+ really does matter, and it would be preferable to already have a high key looted out of the vault the week after to make it easier for you to get the higher keys done, right? So if you do at least 1 high key in the first week of the patch, then you guarantee a higher key from the vault. I recommend doing a +20 key, because the scaling will change once Season 2 starts. So a +15 key will approximately be the difficulty of a +18/19 key in Season 1. And therefore, they will also lower the key level that you get from the vault. So if you would get a 20 key, they will lower that key to actually a 15, I think. But I'm not completely certain how much lower the key is going to be. I think it's going to be 5 levels lower, but it's also possible that it's only like 3 or 4 levels lower. But yeah, in the end, I recommend just do as high of a key as you can to make sure and guarantee that you get a high key from the vault. Whatever the highest key is you can do comfortably, I would recommend doing. It might not have to be a +20, it could also just be an 18 and 19, and you might still get a 15 key out of the vault next week. But just do whatever you can. Then, you should be doing the first 3 chapters of the Korthia campaign that is going to be unlocked. The 4th chapter won't be unlocked this week. That's the chapter that unlocks flying, and that will happen the week afterwards, so the second week of the patch. To be able to start the chapters, you need some of the requirements on any of your characters. There's also going to be a catch-up where you can skip these parts if you've already done it on another character. So you need to have killed Cinders on any difficulty. You need to have completed all Torghast rescue quests, ending with the quest called The Captive King. There's a script I will link in the description below that you can run to see if you have done those quests. Then you need to complete all of the Torghast storyline quests, ending with the Jailer's Grasp quest. Then you should catch up to 40 renown. If you haven't yet, there's going to be something called Rapid Renown Catch-Up. We still don't 100% know how exactly this Rapid Renown Catch-Up works. Not sure if it's just going to be the same as a normal catch-up, just like faster, or like it drops more often, or you get more renown instead of just 1. Who knows? We'll see how it works, but just make sure you catch up to 40 if you haven't done that yet. Then make sure you get 43 renown, which is the cap in week 1. You're going to be able to get 1 renown through the campaign. You're going to be getting 1 renown through the weekly anima quest, the 1000 anima quest. And then you're also going to get 1 renown from a Korthia meta quest. I'm going to talk about this at the very end, but this is basically replacing the soul rescue quest that we had in the maw, where you had to go to the maw and rescue like 10, 15, 20 souls. This is going to be the new quest that gives you renown. Then you should be doing Torghast Layer 9 in both wings. It probably is time gated. In total, we're going to be able to have 12 layers in Torghast in 9.1, but the first week they should only have layer 9 available, so only 1 additional layer if it's time-gated again, which we assume it is. So make sure you do both those layers, and you're going to be able to get 120 soul cinders out of those 2 layers, so 60 and 60. There's no need to spam M+, because the loot is not increased, vault isn't going to be higher item level either, so that's what I already talked about earlier. Then do both Covenant Assaults. Covenant Assaults are going to be a bi-weekly thing, kind of like the Nasoth Assaults at the end of BFA. And they reward Soul Cinders, 50 per assault. So it's going to be a total of 100 Soul Cinders you're getting from those. And you're also going to be getting Reputation for Dev's Advance. And these Covenant Assaults, they're going to be really easy for you to see. You're just going to be able to do them. Just make sure you do them until it resets. I would assume it resets on Saturday, just like it did with Assaults in BFA, the Nasoth Assaults. Then do the Tormentors of Torghast event. That's very similar to the Wrath of the Jailer event, if you guys remember from the Maw. There's going to be an icon on the minimap. You will see it. You can go there and you do the event. It's kind of works like the hunt in Beast Warrens in the Maw. Once you've done that event, you can only get the rewards once. You can do this event multiple times, but you only get the rewards once, so no reason to do it multiple times. It will give you 50 Soul Cinders and crafting materials for a new mount called the Hand of the Mithra. Then, in Maw and Korthia, you should be doing the Meta Quest. This is the quest I've talked about earlier that gives you Renown. This is basically just a bar that fills up depending on what you do inside Korthia. Dailies give you 5% progress bar, 25% through the assaults, and then you get a low percentage through doing random activities in Korthia. Remember, you don't have to rush this quest. It's a weekly quest, so you don't have to do low percentage random activities when you can just get it done through dailies and assaults throughout the week. This weekly quest will reward you with 1,500 Dev's Advance Reputation, catch-up gear, 500 Anima, and 500 Reputation towards all Covenants, and 1 Renown. Then, the raid, the new Mega Dungeon, and the new World Bosses are not going to be available this first week, so those can't be done. Alright, now we're going to be moving on to the daily list. I tried to cover everything with the weekly list there. It might be possible that I'm missing something because, of course, I got this information through various articles and through PTR. So there's totally something that they might be adding once the patch hits, but I'll make sure to update that in the document that I'm going to be linking in the description below where all of this is listed. I'm going to try to keep the document up to date, so just check that out in case I miss something or something gets changed. Then, moving on to the daily to-do list. You should be doing the dailies in Korthia. This is for Dev's Advanced Reputation that is needed to unlock Domination Socket slot that you can buy, and also transmogs, pets, and mounts later on as well. Make sure you kill rares and you just generally do things in Korthia. Korthia is the zone that you will be unlocking after you do those 3 chapters. And there's a bunch of things you can be doing. There's rares all over the place, there's treasures you can be looting, then there's just a bunch of events. Through killing these rares and doing these events and looting the chests, you will be able to loot 226 conduit upgrades, very similar to the conduit upgrades you were buying from Venari that are not available anymore now. You cannot buy sockets from Venari anymore, and you cannot buy conduits anymore. So those upgrades will be very valuable for you to be able to get all of your conduits up to 226. Then you will be able to loot crafting materials for rank 5 and rank 6 legendaries by killing rares and doing things in Korthia. I mean the vessels, yeah, this is for crafting the vessels. And these legendary items you need for crafting the vessels are not actually bind on pickup, they're BOEs. So even if you don't have a profession that can craft vessels, you can loot the legendary materials and you can sell them on the auction house. The rares and various things around Korthia are going to be dropping relic fragments. And these relic fragments are incredibly important because they are related to the new reputation faction called Archivist's Codex, also the currency related to the Archivist Codex. Archivist Codex is going to be the reputation that unlocks conduits and sockets afterwards. I will be explaining the 2 reputations at the very end of this video though, so let's move on for now. Alright, so that should be it about the daily to-do things. You're probably just going to be spending it all day in Korthia really to get the stuff done there if you care about it. Now we're just going to go through a checklist real quick. This checklist should be for you at the end of the week, making sure you can check all of those things off your list. First of all, you should be at Renown 43 at the end of this week. Then, the maximum amount of Soul Cinders available week 1 of the patch is going to be a total of 270. It might be more if you get some more Soul Cinders through a campaign quest, or if you get it through a mission table or something like that. That's information I don't have yet. But the 2 Torghast layers that you do on 9 is going to give you 120 in total, 60 plus 60. Then the bi-weekly assault is going to give you 50 plus 50, so 100. And the Tormentor of Torghast weekly event is going to give you 50, so a total of 270 without campaign rewards or mission table rewards. Those will be additional. Then make sure you have done 1 high and plus to get a good key from the vault next study. if you haven't done it the ID before already. And make sure you have the 3 chapters in Korthia, 3 first chapters done, because the 4th chapter will be unlocked the next week, which is going to be unlocking flying. Alright, so now I'm going to be explaining some things about legendaries and about Korthia reputations. First of all, legendaries. Rank 5 will require you to have 1,100 soul cinders. If you don't have rank 4 of the legendary yet, then it will also cost 5,150 soul ash, because that's the cost of the rank 4 legendary, right? Rank 6, which is 260 item level, will cost 1,650 soul cinders, and of course 5,150 soul ash if you are newly crafting the legendary and you don't have a rank 4 yet. So the soul ash cost will only be there if you don't already have a rank 4 legendary. If you already have the rank 4, then you only need the soul cinders, not the soul ash. But soul ash will be infinitely farmable in Torghast, so it won't be hard for you to catch up on soul ash if you're behind or you still need to craft new legendaries or recraft them or whatever. It's really not going to be that hard for you to actually get the soul ash. I'm going to talk about the maximum amount of soul cinders that are going to be available each week. Now, this is assuming that the layers are going to be time gated. I'm assuming that only layer 9 will be available the first week, then layer 10 next week, layer 11 the week after, and layer 12 after. Because that's how it was at the start of Shadowlands. It is also possible that they just immediately unlock all of the layers. Maybe the start of Shadowlands was just different because it was the expansion start. So, assuming it's time gated and you can only do level 9 at the start, you will be able to get 270 total amount of soul cinders the first week, 640 the second week, 1,090 total the third week, and 1,600 total the fourth week. Now, again, this is assuming that you're not doing any mission table quests that give soul cinders if they exist, and it's also assuming that you're not getting any soul cinders from campaign, which is unlikely. So this might change depending on what kind of soul cinder sources we're going to be adding. But if there's no campaign quest, no mission table quest, then the rank 5 legendary will be able to be crafted week 4. Unless we somehow manage to get 10 extra cinders, because week 3 of the patch, we're only missing 10 soul cinders. So if there's some source of soul cinders through campaign, mission tables, whatever, then we'll be able to craft rank 5 legendary week 3. And the rank 6 legendary will be crafted week 5. Unless we somehow manage to get 50 extra soul cinders through campaign, then it will be crafted week 4. Now, moving on to the Korthia reputation explanation, because this is going to be the most important thing about the new patch, basically. So there are 2 factions that come with the new Stone Korthia. One is called Death's Advance, and that's a normal faction with like normal reputation stats. And for player power, the only thing you can get from there is an item, a domination socket item, depending on your armor type, which is going to be nice at the start because the domination socket items are only going to be lootable from the raid, except this one item from reputation. So therefore, it will be nice to be like rounding up like a set bonus or something through shards. So let's say you only have like 2 domination socket items from the raid, you can buy the 3rd one from Death's Advance, and you need Honored for that. But there's also going to be transmog items, mounts, pets, toys, like all of that kind of non-player power related stuff that will be unlocked through reputation later on through Exalted and whatnot. But for player power, I could only find this domination socket item and nothing else really. Then the more important reputation for player power related things is going to be the Archivist's Codex, because that's going to be the reputation that unlocks sockets and conduit upgrades once you are Exalted / max rank for this reputation. Now this reputation does not have the normal ranks with like Honored, Friendly, Exalted. It will be having ranks. So it's going to start with rank 1 and it goes all the way up to rank 6. Exclusively gain reputation for this faction through looting and turning in relic fragments. They're going to have different kinds of names, these relic fragments. It's going to be very similar to like anima items or like artifact power items used to be. So you're going to loot all of these various different items that are going to be called relic fragments or similar names that you will loot from killing rares, looting chests, doing random stuff in Korthia, and you can then turn them in and you will be able to get reputation, and you will also be gaining the currency that is required to buy items from the Archivist Codex. One more thing I wanted to mention for Death's Advance, you will actually need Stygia to buy anything for Death's Advance, right? So the domination socket item is going to cost 2,000 Stygia, and all the other like transmog, pets, mounts, and whatever are also going to be costing Stygia. Of course, the Stygia income is going to be infinite after this patch because there's no more Eye of the Jailer and there's no more like mount restrictions. as well, so you can go around and get Stygia through various different methods. Moving on to Archivist Codex again, there's going to be this currency called cataloged research. This cataloged research, you will need to buy things from Archivist Codex, Reputation, Quartermaster, and you will also get that cataloged research from those relic fragments that you loot, that you turn in, give you reputation and the currency. And the higher reputation you are, like the higher the rank, you're going to be unlocking items that you can buy from this Quartermaster that will increase the amount of things you can do in Korthia, right? So there's going to be portals, for example, that can only access if you have an item that you bought that will fix the teleportation thing, and then you can enter, and then there's going to be a mob that you kill there that gives more relic fragment type items that you can turn in for more reputation. So the more reputation you have, the more of these items you can buy that will make it possible for you to access more things in Korthia. Whenever you reach a new step, make sure you go and check the Quartermaster to make sure if there's like any item you can buy. Like there's going to be keys, for example, that make you be able to unlock certain chests that are going to have more of these relic fragments in there, and these teleportation units. There's also going to be an item eventually, I think it's going to be rank 4 or 5, that you can buy that just increases the amount of reputation you gain from all of these relic fragments by 50% or something. So make sure you immediately go and check the vendor as soon as you reach a new rank to see if there's any of those items you can buy. And yeah, once you reach rank 6, that's going to be the stage where you can buy the sockets and also buy the conduit upgrades. We don't know exactly how long this is going to take. It's very likely actually that we won't be able to get rank 6 really quickly. This is still going to matter for progressing guilds for Mythic Plus later on. So eventually you will want to unlock this to be able to get the sockets. Keep in mind that you can also put these normal sockets onto domination socket items. So for example, domination socket helmet, you will have a domination socket in there with a shard of domination, and additionally you can also have a normal socket in there, because some people thought that this won't be that important because so many domination socket items are going to be taking up socket slots. But yeah, you can put both of the sockets in there, so this is still going to be very important. And yeah, that's it. I do hope I made things a little bit clearer for you with this new patch. Just keep in mind that the first week is not going to be that intense because there's not going to be any raids released, no Tassavesh, no new world boss. You're going to have a whole week to figure out the patch, basically. You're going to have a week to figure out the new reputations, how legendaries work. You know, we're going to be fine. There's not anything that you really have to stress about. As long as you get your weekly stuff done eventually, it will be fine. Okay, I know patches can be like overwhelming and there's so many new things that are happening, but in the end, it's not going to be that big of an issue if you don't understand what's going on the first few days of the patch. Because again, this first week is supposed to be like an introduction and it's just going to be chill. So I hope this weekly list and like daily list really helped you out, and the explanations as well to make things a little bit less stressful to you. I hope you liked the video. Make sure you follow my Twitch channel if you haven't yet. You can ask any questions there, or you can also of course ask in the description below of this video. Make sure you also subscribe to this channel to get more videos like this. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna see you on my stream or on future videos on this channel. I hope you have a nice day. I hope you enjoy 9.1, and thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.